do a demonstration here by assessing grade 3 students so that you will have a fair idea of how the assessment is run. You will find that the name list here, they're repeated. Like I have Luwak here and I have Luwak again somewhere here, Luwak here and then Luwak. There is a repetition of the names. Well, really, I just want to put names here so that you will see the actual assessment. So we have almost 300, I think it should be 300 students that we have for grade 3, and we have language subject in. We have the total score of 100, and we have the first list of scores for these 300 students. Okay, so it should be able to run for the 300 students. Again, I've said this is just a demonstration, and you will find that the names are repeated and the scores are repeated too. Like I just made a copy and paste of the same names down, and the scores I just made a repetition. But that's not the point here. The idea that I'm trying to bring across is that this program is able to run over 300 to 400, even of 1,000, 10,000 students within a few seconds. That's the point that I'm trying to bring across. One, that is point one. Number two is that I just want to show you how you will be able to assess students in each of the subjects in a specific grade. So yeah, so with that, let's proceed. I want you to just get the point. The point is that we have to know which specific areas to put information in and to process information, and how to retrieve information and see how the system is able to process all the report cards, a statement of result I should say, and assess all the students and grade them. Yeah, so let's proceed without any further delay. Let's say this is the subject here. This is where you will enter the subject. Make sure the subject corresponds to the grade. Like if there's a lower primary grade here is a 3, 4 and 5, the subject should correspond to the lower primary. The system is only able to, I program in such a way that it will only accept the format, this format here. In one of my tutorials that it states the subjects, you have to view that in order to know the format, different format that it accepts. And it only accepts this format, this kind of format here. Example, in mathematics you should put capital letter M for mathematics, and the rest of the letters should be in lowercase. And so is language and the other subjects that as we proceed I will show you how to do it. Okay, after you enter the name list, you give the genders and the grade, maybe 3A, 3B, 3C or whatever. In our case for demonstration, we just put him on grade 3 down. You enter the scores here in a specific column here that corresponds to each person, to their grade, and enter the scores and make sure you put the subject that this scores cover or this scores correspond to, and put a grade in here. Do not put grade 3A or 3B or whatever. That you will put down in this column here to specify each student belonging to a class. I also recommend that you put students in classes, like all the 3A first, and then from there you continue, not leaving a space, continue with 3B and then 3C and so forth. And when you enter the scores, it should correspond to each grade and each student name. Okay, each student name within the class. And with that, after you've done that, you press this button here, the assessment widget button, and then you have the dialog box. Enter your password in, which I will supply to you later if you purchase the product, and then you press process. Okay, done. Within just 2 to 3 seconds it is able to rank, grade, give the percentage, and put the students in the ability groups and come up with the national criteria.
Processing of grade 3 language is completed successfully. 6 yet to be loaded.
Okay, it's telling you that grade 3 language is done. We have other 6 subjects more to process before it can proceed with processing the statement of results. If you want to view the result, just press this one here, and there you go.
Processing is completed successfully.
Every result that is coming up. See? Just rank them, grade them, give them percentage, ability group, and national criteria. The criteria, the grading here and the national cutoff, it will be supplied using this criteria here. So when you put this criteria in this box here, which later tutorial I'll just show you how to enter that in. It will use this criteria cutoffs and with the national cutoff, say 70% or above, it will give an OK, and whoever scores less than 70%, it will give a dash. So you will see those dash. It's speaking of those students who are scoring less than 70%. Okay, those who are scoring 70% or above, it is giving them OK. So it will tell you how many of your students are meeting the national criteria. Okay, you can assess them, you can rank them within the school, but also it is vital that you have an idea of how many of your students are able to meet the national cutoff, so that you can push those others to meet that criteria. So you have many of your students as much as possible be prepared for the graded national exam. So this criteria, it will be supplied by your school. You will have to supply that, and it will use this criteria to grade the students. Ranking, no problem, it was just clear. It will just use normal ranking system. And percentage and ability group, I explained it how I came up with the ability group in one of my tutorials. See that you watch the tutorial, in other words, in order to understand how I came up with this ability group classification. It is given to me by an assessment coordinator that they used in the assessment. Actually, it's Mr. Kenneth Kalai. Is in Medellin right now, and he gave me the criteria that the schools are using. I think it's from a booklet that is supplied by the education department that they are using for assessment, and actually I use that. So everything and anything in here, it's not something new. It's actually what the schools have been using in assessing students, but I try to present it in such a way that it will provide efficiency and accuracy in coming with the assessment, so that like within a short period of time you're able to assess your students and produce a statement of results, which is, of course, with the current system that the schools are using, it's almost a tiring job. And with the increasing number of student population because of the free education policy, it's not that easy to come up with the assessment as required. Okay, now with the language, let's proceed on to producing the other statement, processing other grades. So with that, we just clear these results. If you press this one, it's important to press this one so that we clear these results. Yeah, clear without marks.
Are you sure you want to clear only results now?
Say yes. That
clearing of contents is completed successfully.
Okay, done. So because it's a demo, let's go to mathematics. Okay, just because it's just a demonstration, let's just manipulate a few of the first few subjects scores. So this probably given this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, and this one here. So this is just a demonstration. So just the first few students, 11 students, we just adjust their scores. But yeah, this program is able to run as many as possible, 300 to 400, 500, 600, 1000, 2000 students, 3000 students per grade. Okay.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Okay, with that we go on with processing. Okay, done. Okay, within a few seconds it's able to process all the results for mathematics.
Processing of grade 3 mathematics is completed successfully. 5 yet to be loaded.
Okay, we have the other 5 subjects yet to come in. Just go view. There you go.
Processing is completed successfully.
That's how it is. It's really fast, is it? Clear results, clear without marks.
Are you sure you want to clear only results now?
Say yes.
Clearing of contents is completed successfully.
Okay. Now we proceed on to the next subject, community living probably. Community living. Just change a few of the scores here. Because the demonstration, just change a few of the scores. Yeah. Of course, you will have to change every score, but for demonstration, let's just change them all, first few scores, that's all. To give you an idea of how I'm going to do the assessment. Okay. Okay, run that. Community living.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Process that. Done for community
Processing
living.
of grade 3 community living is completed successfully. 4 yet to be loaded.
Okay, we have 4 more subjects to be loaded. That's health. Let's go to health. Take note of the spelling that I used in entering the subject in. Make sure you enter the correct spelling as supplied in the another tutorial that I showed about the subjects. And show you in that order. Okay, let's proceed with health. There you go. Process that.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Process that.
Processing of grade 3 health is completed successfully. 3 yet to be loaded.
So 300 students, it's able to process that within a few seconds for each subject. So physical education is next. So physical education. Education is next. Just enter a few changes, a few information, as I've said, just for demonstration. So let's just change a few scores, but actually in the actual assessment and by over the scores here, by you change them all, because for each subject different students are scoring different marks. So with that, let's proceed. Okay, that's it. Enter that.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Process that.
Processing of grade 3 physical education is completed successfully. 2 yet to be loaded.
Okay, we have environmental studies and arts. Okay, environmental studies and change of view scores here. Change of view scores just for demonstration, so images anything or sample scores in all data. So, but it's able to process everything for these 300 students. Okay, now environmental studies is in. Just enter that in.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Process that.
Processing of grade 3 environmental studies is completed successfully. 1 yet to be loaded.
So let's go for arts, the final subject. Okay. With arts, let's change a few scores here. That's it. Okay, let's say accidentally instead of putting arts, you write it arts like this. It will tell you because it's that's not the format that I programmed the system to accept. So if you put that one in, it will give you an error.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
Okay, so it says please enter subject correctly.
Please enter subject correctly.
Okay, it's asking for the format. That's the format. Okay, that's how I code the system to. That's why it's taking me 3 years to take into account many things. If you leave us blank here, it will always ask you to enter the correct. Okay.
Welcome to the assessment wizard.
So make sure you enter the subject in here, the score in total score in here, and the grade in here, and the required information are entered.
All subjects are loaded. Results will now be exported.
Okay, after you have all the subjects are loaded, I've produced the software in such a way that it will back up all the data. Okay, so you choose maybe assessment period maybe period 1, term 1 and term 2, register. Okay, and we just save it on the maybe one folder on the desktop somewhere. Desktop, let's go to a folder, choose a folder in there, and maybe grade 3 2014. No, let's go back, just save it outside here somewhere here. So maybe you say grade 3 period 1 term 1 and 2 2014 marks. Okay, just save it there.
Do you want to process all grade 3 statement of results now?
Okay, it's asking you to process statement of result. If you say yes, it's going to process
Processing of
it.
statement of results will now proceed.
Okay, it's processing the statement of results now for grade 3. See if how long it will take. Oh, it's done. Everything for 300 students, the statement of results is done.
Processing of statement of results is completed successfully.
Okay, if you want to view that, come here. That's it. That's it. This is everything. All the statement of results. All the statement of results. For 300 students, as I've said, 300 students. Total number of students, 300. So, as I've said, it's just a demonstration. So, actually, the subjects won't be that way. You have the name, the school's name. It's read-only, like the data is only read-only in here. You cannot modify this information what is printed. So period 1, term 1 and term 2. Make sure you have the right date here. If it doesn't, just adjust the time and date, because everything that is in here, system time and date, it will be put in here. So we are proceeding this 18:07 AM at 18th of February 2014, and yeah, we have total score for language is 100, total score for mathematics 100, and so forth until we come up with a cumulative is 700. And each mark, say 85 out of 100 for language, is rank 31. You got HD 85% above average, and it's okay, meeting the national criteria. In this ones, you got just 45 out of 100, rank 298 out of 300. Oh, almost the last person, I should say. Got the E grade, percentage is 45, so it's below average, not okay, so it's not meeting the national criteria. All in all, cumulative, not meeting the national criteria. So because plenty of maximum that AMLO and so forth, many of students. After that, you view all this data. So look, 300 students is running them. 300 students. 300 students. So that's how it is. It's running. It's running them. Running them all. Okay. That's it. That's it. So it's running all this up. See, there you go. So 300, 150 pages, 2 on each page, so it's 300 here. So with that, you can go ahead and you can print your print. So if it's 300 students, we have 150 pages, so 1 to 150. Just quickly 150, and then you should be able to just go ahead and say print. Okay, it's gonna run everything for you. Yep, none. Should be able to do that. Okay, so once you're done that, that's it. So this is an explanation of how you will assess and grade students and then produce the statement of results. So within a few seconds, it's able to the only required information is the name list and the this one here, and the scores. Once everything is in, so it's printing now the statement of results. But I don't have papers in there, so banana printing one statement of results. That's about it. If you need anything else, you can always contact me, and on my phone it's applied on the CD. You can see that of my email address, and I should be able to assist you with your errors. But I tried as much as possible to cover as many as possible the areas that I think it's of importance for the assessment. Anyway, that's about it for assessing of students, and see you in the next tutorial.